What it do, YouTube? It's your boy CEO Shots, aka Sneaker Hype Hustle, back at you again with another video. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how to make sure that your Yeezys are legit. This is going to show you some key points on how to know if your Yeezys are legit or fake.
Yeah, I confess, Father.
Before we get into it, let me go ahead and show you guys that mine are legit. Here we go. Receipt from StockX, size 13 Turtle Doves. Alright guys, let's start off by the box. First off, you want to make sure that the little guy in the top left corner is definitely proportioned. Nothing off. Gotta make sure he's symmetrical. Arms same length, legs same length. And you want to make sure that there's a little space between his head and the actual body. It should not be touching up here. As you can see, there is a little space on my box. Moving over to the style code, the AQ4832 shouldn't be nothing different. And that A should be aligned with the B on the boost right up here. So the A should start right in the middle where the B is on the boost. If it's all the way over here, or if it's shift all the way where the 2 is over here in between the space where that the T is, then it's fake. All real pairs come the same way, proportioned, with the A lining up right in the middle of the B. And so that's that. A lot of people argue about this code right here, the UPC PO number 11240046, and they argue saying that the EAN is fake. That is not true. The EAN just simply means that it's a foreign bought purchase, meaning outside of the US. So you can't go off that, guys. You got to be more smart about buying your pair of Yeezys, and that's why I'm making this video, to clear up, you know, things like that. Of course, your color codes are the turtle and the BLUGRA, and then we got the C white, and that's basically how your sticker's supposed to look. Anything off or anything odd other than what I stated, you might want to get it legit checked. As far as the tissue paper goes, it's gonna be like a kind of like a waxy feel. Glossy, not really. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's going to be kind of smooth and not too thin, not too thick. It's going to be a large piece, one large piece. Mine is kind of destroyed, but and I'm going to be holding the camera so that I can get different angles of different things. But for the most part, it's going to be a big piece of paper. Nothing in the box, and that's going to be pretty much it about the box. Alright guys, moving right along to the kicks. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the pull tabs. So in a real pair, you see this little box here, the white stitching all around here. On a real pair, this white box stitching around the red stitching is not going to be a straight line. So what I mean by that is, from here you see that the stitching starts kind of low. Let me get it for you guys. Focus. All right, right here you see that the stitching starts kind of low, and as you move to the left, the stitching gets closer to the red. And even at the top here, this corner, it starts kind of high, but as it goes to the right, the stitching gets almost like it's touching the red over in this corner. So it's not going to be a straight rectangle. It's not going to be straight, like the stitching, the red stitching across is not going to be directly across the middle of that box. It's going to be kind of off. It's going to be kind of unbalanced, or whatever you want to call it. So that's one way to tell from the heel tab. A lot of people say that you can also tell by how many stitching is in between your box here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, one on the outside. And also by how clean stitched this box is around the side of the pull tab. Give you a close up on that. So it has to be a clean stitch. If it's flaky or stitches popping off or just not good craftsmanship, then you kind of want to get that legit check, because most likely it's fake. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 on the outside right here. Next thing I want to talk about is the arches on the inside of the upper. Right here, let me zoom in. It is said that the Adidas logo and the Yeezy logo on the inside are either too big or too small. If it looked disproportionate, most likely they're fake. This material on the inside is very high quality. So if it's feeling kind of plasticky, or if you rub it and it doesn't change colors slightly, then most likely is a fake. I've worn mine a few times, but as you can see, it's kind of light, and when I rub it back, it gets kind of dark. So let me show you the other shoe. That YZY, it's going to be very crisp. It's going to be no flakes, nothing out of line, not too big, not too small. Anything other than how these look, it's most likely a fake. So the next thing I want to talk about is the pattern. Zoom in a little. Right back here towards the back heel, the pattern, the black stitching goes downward. And as you progress towards the front, it kind of straightens out. And then by the time you get to the front of the shoe, it's kind of going towards the front stitching on the top of the shoe, as you can see here. If you have a pair where the stitching starts here in the front and it goes straight back and then finally comes up like that, most likely it's fake. On all real pairs, the black stitching literally starts down and it points down towards the bottom of the shoe, and it isn't until you get to about this collar, mid collar here, where it straightens out, and even then it's still kind of pointing downwards. And speaking of that, let me give you another shot of the back. On fake pairs, each side of the black stitching is going to more likely match up. And what I mean by that is, as you can see here on this real pair, you cannot directly match up any of the black stitching, because in between the back of the heel there's a stitch where one side of the fabric meets the other side of the fabric. So where that stitch is, if you can see that the black is matching up directly on both sides where it's almost perfect, most likely they're fake. On real pairs like this here, you will not be able to pinpoint exactly where the blacks match up. It won't be perfect. And it's like the production of the real pairs purposely threw a few things like that off. Like I said earlier, the heel tab where it's uneven, and also the back where it doesn't match up, especially up in here right behind the heel tab. So you want to make sure those are not perfectly matching up. You may have one or two, like maybe this one, but not perfectly. And on this pair, it's like none of them matching up. So that's another telltale sign. So moving on to the boost. As you can see, I use Rejuvenator sole shields to protect my boost and the bottom of my shoes. And this helps because I don't have to clean them when it comes time to, wiping up your shoes or making sure they're still clean. I don't have to worry about my bottom. You get a good 50 to 100 wears out of them, and then you have to replace them. You can get them off Rejuvenator.com. They're about $25 for a pair, which is a good price, I think. And the traction pads here and here stop you from slipping and stuff like that. But let me see if I can get a good shot on this boost. So here you can see you got the kind of the nipples or the pods or whatever you want to call these little small bump things here. On every real pair, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 here at the top. That's a perfect sign that they're pretty good to go, but that's not the only thing that confirms that they're legit. You also have to feel the feel test. If it pushes in slightly like that, kind of soft, but not too soft, kind of like in the middle, then that's how you know that they're a good pair. You can also look for these kind of missing gaps. That'll let you know that they're a pretty legit boost. Even though fakes are getting real good, it's still hard for them to catch that perfect boost. Alright, so all real pairs are going to come with this hang tag right here. It's going to be UK and then an F on one side. The other side, PRC and HK. And also pay attention to that number right up here. It's going to be 14622-689. It's going to match up on every single pair. And it's always going to come on the right shoe. As you can see, this is the right. It's the left over here. So pay attention to small details and stuff like that. I didn't pop mine off yet. I don't know why. I just haven't popped it off. Every time I want to wear it, I only wore it like twice, but I just tuck it in here whenever I wear it. So that's another thing to look out for. It's kind of small, but it helps. As far as the laces goes on real pairs, it's going to have like a waxy feel on the lace tips, and then the lace tips are going to be white here at the top. Rope strings, you want to pay attention to the detail on the strings. It's going to be very, very consistent. All right, here we have the insoles. It's going to be pretty straightforward as far as the insoles go. When you look at the insoles, it's going to be pretty straightforward. On the fake pairs, the Adidas and then the logo and then the Yeezys is going to be kind of slanted. So if it's not straight across like this pair here is, most likely it's a fake. So when you look at the inside of a pair, you want to make sure that that stitching down there is black. Any other color like white or anything other than black stitching, most likely you have a fake pair. You want to make sure that that strip is going down the middle on both pairs. So there it is, guys. This is just a quick reference guide in case you guys were in the market and trying to buy some Yeezy V1s or Turtle Doves. This right here is a quick video updated for 2017 to let you know that if yours is not consistently matched up with this pair, it's most likely a fake. Now, I'm not saying there are other ways, but the ways that I showed you in this video are the main key factors, just a few of them that you can go off by telling if your pairs are real or if your pairs are fake. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Drop something down in the comment section. Let me know what you like. Sneaker Hype Hustle, signing out.